Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you what I attempt to do every week but don't always get to do, and that's toy rotation. So if you're new to my channel, I have a 2.5-year-old and a 4-month-old. So the 4-month-old doesn't really have any toys out, but my toddler definitely does. I try to do like a Montessori-esque type thing, but I have kind of like made it my own, so to speak. As you can see over here, I have a toy shelf that has 3 different shelves. I try to do shorts when I can, showing what I rotate out. But what I try to do, and what I'm keeping my eyes open for today, is I look at the toys that are back. I try to put them back every night before bedtime. We do putting your toys away. Sometimes he helps me, sometimes he doesn't. I personally put them away mostly for my own benefit. The clutter really just gives me anxiety. But I try to keep an eye on what toys are he playing with, what toys is he playing with, what toys is he not playing with. And the toys that he is not playing with throughout the week, they get pulled out and they go into my basement, is where I keep all of my toys, and I rotate them out. And I do that every week. And then on Saturday mornings when he comes downstairs, it's the Christmas morning effect. And my goal in the morning is to not watch TV as long as possible. So the more I can get him to interact with his toys in the morning so I can get breakfast going, laundry and all that stuff, the better. And he's just so much more entertained when he has new toys out. They're obviously not new, they're his. He just hasn't seen them in a while. I also have out, so this is a toy shelf, and I have a very big toy out that is a pickler triangle that my husband made. His activity table is always out, and I rotate what kind of craft we're doing with the table. That table I got from Etsy, I'll link below, and it has 2 sensory bins, it has paper that you can color on, it has a whiteboard and a chalkboard, and I have all sorts of different craft things that he can do, and I rotate that out each week as well. And there's also, I don't know where it is, but there's one big plastic toy that I also rotate every other week with the big wooden toys. I'll show you in the basement in a minute so that makes sense, but it's one of those, I honestly have no idea where it is. It's somewhere in this house. It's one of those plastic push toys. It's, I guess, supposed to look like a vacuum, and you push it and it pops. It's like a retro toy. But I rotate those out. So let me just give you like a little tour of, everyday morning destruction and what it looks like. So this is what our kids' play area kind of looks like, and this is just like our TV room. I have a chair for my daughter over here. Here's like her toys and things like that for my daughter. I left her car seat out because I need to clean it. And then this is my daughter's skip hop table. This was Paul's like activity table, and I just recently purchased this guy. So this is from Etsy. Like I said, I'll link it below. And it was from Ukraine. No, I think it was from Turkey, I believe. And it's beautiful. It's great quality. It cleans up very, very well. And like the top I was saying has this paper. Below the paper is a whiteboard piece, or it could be flipped over to a chalkboard. And then as you can see below, there are sensory bins that sit in there. So this week's rotation for crafts was just this box of crayons. So I'll switch this out with something else this evening. Oh, there's the toy I was talking about. So here's the big plastic toy I was telling you. I rotated out last week. So he'll stay, and we're going to rotate, Mo's hiding behind it. The pickler triangle is going to be rotated with another big toy from the basement. So we're going to swap him out tonight. But this is the toy shelf that we've had out for a little over a week. I should have done it earlier in the week. I just didn't get around to it. And he's got like a mix of like my daughter's toys. These just need to be put away. They don't belong here. There are some books here. I try not to keep too many books out, but this clay toys that he had from last week, he hasn't touched. This puzzle he hasn't touched. These counting coins he hasn't touched. His tools he hasn't touched. And this puzzle he has not touched. So like I said, at night after dinner, we'll clean up our toys, and I'll pull those toys out and we'll rotate them with something else. I kind of divide this into like a 9 grid. So there's 3 things on the top, 3 things on each shelf. So once I pull those out, I'll reorganize the toys we're keeping and then get new toys in the basement to fill in those spots, if that makes sense. I figured I might as well show this room as well. This is like, I guess, like a formal living room. I call it my reading room. I'm an avid reader, got out of the arts since having kids, but I like having my own quiet space. My husband has his spaces, this is my space. And every morning while my daughter is napping, me and Paul come in here and read, and I have my coffee. And this is just kind of like the destruction of it. All of these books are ones that he has pulled out this morning. We did not read all of them. He just pulls them out and decides what he wants to read and what he doesn't. I put them back in my bookshelf. These 3 now are Paul's books. Mine got demoted to here, and in my office I have some more books of mine. But I keep all of the overflow books here, and then I got this little bookshelf, which ends up really just being, for the most part, library books. I will fill this up. Hi, Mel. I will fill this up with his books. The books that don't fit in there, I put back here in no particular order. I don't really have a method to this. They're low enough where he can get to them, so he just pulls them out as he wants. The other thing, I'm glad I came in here. I have this tote bag by his bookshelf, and it is just filled with trucks and cars and all this other stuff, and I do actually rotate these out. A must-have for Paul are these monster trucks. My mom gets him these every time she visits, and he's just obsessed with these, so I do keep these out. Or if there's, I know cars that he absolutely loves, like the series from Pixar Cars, he absolutely loves that movie. So these have been staying out pretty much since we got them, but there are other cars, like maybe this dinosaur car. I haven't seen him play with this in a while, and I'll rotate some of these out so it's not too insane. This actually goes by the toy shelf. He brought it in here this morning, so this will also get cleaned up this evening. You will see this, and I'm gonna rotate some of these trucks out so it's not so insane. So it is nighttime, the kids are asleep, so I am now going to tackle this. I'm going to put the toys that Paul isn't using in a laundry basket, and then I'm going to bring him downstairs and I'll show you what that looks like. So this, my friends, is my ever creepy basement. And over there is what I'm going to be showing you in a second. I used to work in insurance. IT was in the basement of our building. And if you needed anything like a keyboard or a mouse, you could go down there and talk to IT. And I remember one time he was like, yeah, go ahead and pick yourself out one. And it was this massive like conference room, but there was no furniture in it because IT had taken it over. And there was just computer monitors, keyboards, mice, like everything just laid out, and they called it the computer graveyard. So I call this my toy graveyard. So let me kind of show you some areas that I have. It's very messy, but it like makes sense in my head. And let me just say that I struggled on how to organize toys to do toy rotation. I tried looking up, seeing how other people did it. I tried looking up, or tried to originally do things like a section for puzzles, a section for like science stuff, and the toys I have right now for him, just, it was too hard. So I'll show you what I do. So these right here are the big wooden toys that I was talking about. I have the pickler triangle upstairs right now, and these are the ones that I rotate it with. The balance beam, the circle pickler triangle thing, there's wooden stepping stones, and a rocking horse. So those are the big 5 wooden things that I rotate. So the pickler triangle is coming out, and I think we're just gonna do balance beam. I'm just gonna go this way. So the oldest will go here, and we'll just shift down this way. Similarly with the plastic toys back here, so I have that poppable thing, and it will go over here at the left next to this stroller. So next time I do it, the next thing that's coming up is this little squeaky wagon, and it actually has blocks that go with it that I'll bring upstairs. That is a very loud and musical electronic thing that helped Paul walk that one of my friends let me borrow, and it is not coming upstairs. That is really annoying. So here is my amazing toy rotation system. Like I said, I looked at a whole bunch of things on how to organize toys. Do you want to do it by like theme or puzzles, like education? So what I just did, this is very official, I used my wax pencil and I just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I need another one right now. And all I do is I have a bin that's going in and a bin that's going out. So I've just cycled through all of them, and I am filling up bin number 1, which is actually pretty full, and taking from bin number 2. So I think what I'm going to be doing now is filling up bin number 2, and taking from bin number 3, if that makes sense. And I just go along and keep going through. That's what I've been doing right now. What I've also been doing is pulling out toys that Paul has outgrown or are too old for him, and those I put aside for Tilly. I had those upstairs. I've talked about in other videos where Paul just like found them and opened them, and he's been playing with them. So what I thought he had outgrown, apparently he had not. But what I plan on doing with both kids then is there'll be a bin for toys that they've outgrown. Once I cycle through these and I see that they don't play with them, I just get rid of them. I purge. I don't keep inventory. If there's toys that are broken, unless Matt thinks he can fix it, I throw it away. If there are toys that both kids just do not play with, even if they were gifted from friends with good intentions, throw it away. That's kind of my logic, because this gets very overwhelming very, 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 very fast. Especially if it's like, another thing is like electronic toys. Somebody gifted it to you, so the whole point, I forget who the organizationalist who talked about this, but when somebody gives you a gift and you received it, that gift has been fulfilled. They wanted to get you something. The joy that they give is giving it, you opening it. If it's not something you use or you will ever use, you can give yourself permission to get rid of it. That's what I do. If you think you might be sentimentalish, you take a picture of it. Photos last forever as long as they digitally don't get lost, and get rid of it. That's kind of my logic with things, because I reverse logic. I would never want to buy something for somebody and have them hate it, not use it, and just keep it because they think I want them to have it, because I definitely do not. So that's kind of the logic I do with gifts. Everybody wants to get little kids tons and tons of toys. I did it to my friends. I did not know, but it gets very overwhelming very, very fast. So I have my laundry basket of toys here that I collected from upstairs that he's not playing with. They are going to go in one of the bins, and I'm going to pull, I counted on my shelf, 6 new toys are what I need for Paul to fill up the bookshelf. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now and bring them upstairs. So literally here's the bin of toys that we are cycling out of right now. And I just wanted to point out that I like these bags from Target. They're Target brand. I think they're 2-gallon Ziploc bags. And I will just put like small bits that go together in these bags. It's just a lot easier to keep organized. And then here's a tip. I don't close them all the way so that you can really like smush them in. And like here are his Melissa and Doug tools. I just keep them in this big bag, and then I just keep those bags and reuse them every time I come down here with more stuff. So here's everything I took out of the next bin for this week. I got 6 things. I'm gonna bring this all upstairs and set it up, and I'll show you what it looks like. So that is how I do a toy rotation. I try to do it once a week. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. But if you like videos like this, give it a thumbs up so I know. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.